What's up, everyone? It's time for the latest live reaction for Kengan Omega. Kengan Omega chapter 270 entitled The Evolving World. As I said, I think that there's one more chapter until we figure out exactly who is going to win this matchup. I really do. I think 271 is probably going to, maybe we end this on a cliffhanger. Did it work? Did it not? Who's down? Who's up? But I do think that there's one more chapter into this fight. And I have been enjoying this fight. Have you guys been enjoying this fight? Also, apologize for the hat head. Just been working really hard these past couple weeks. So, but without further ado, I can't wait to, get all the chores done and then record this and get it out on Wednesday. We want Wednesday. I know you guys don't want to wait for Thursday for me to do shit. So, let's just get underway with it. Alright, so, chapter 270, The Evolving World. Dragon Vein. Okay, right out of the gate, we see Agito with the Dragon Vein. I just want to point something out. I knew that sounded familiar, and I just finished my Ashura reread. Waterkata. Dragon's Vein. I knew I had read that somewhere before. Yeah, Waterkata actually has a move already called Dragon's Vein. Dragons, but still. And it's the one that... I think it was only used once so far in the whole series. Since it's a water kata move, and of course Oma sucks at the water kata overall. It's his worst kata, but he used it against Cosmo in round 3 there, and it's the one where he's supposed to snap the person. It's basically a laying down bridge, and boom. So, but anyway, so totally different move, but yeah, there is another Dragon's Vein. So anyway, so fun fact there. Alright, let's move on. So we're actually going to get the explanation about Dragon Vein. That'll be cool. So is it multiple dragon shots? That's what I'm curious. Like, does this thing have the power of multiple dragon shots in quick succession to sacrifice power for speed or successive hits or what have you? So Agito's new technique, confirmed to be his new technique, strikes the body's vital points like a dragon slithering through the earth. The damage Julius sustained was immeasurable. Okay, so I'm going to, right out of the gate, I'm going to go off on a limb and say yes, that these are not a full dragon shot, but quick succession. So let's say 50% power dragon shots, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 50% maybe dragon shots done in quick succession. 9 of them into vital points, because it just said the damage Julius sustained was immeasurable. So this Dragon Vein, it's his new technique. Agito isn't going to half-ass it. Brandon, we're not getting a new technique for the 5th Fang of Metsudo, and it's not going to be a finisher level move. It's 100% a finisher level move. So I'm going to argue that they're at least 50% dragon shots done in quick succession 9 times. The dragon, yeah, I'm going to go with that. So let's see. The fact that Julius has taken a fucking beating. The durability and endurance and sustainability of Julius in this fight it's been fantastic. It really has been. So Agito's just twirl, twirl, twirl. He's back into formless. Let's go. I need to keep an eye out for that technique. Julius still on his feet, man. It's most dangerous at the mid to point blank range. There's just one thing to do. Do a long range attack? Let's see. Alright, so he's getting down. He's widening his stance and he's hulking down into a grappling stance. How many strikes has he taken so far? Has anyone ever held out against a rush from Kano Agito for this long? Fair point. He's taken how many dragon shots? 1 dragon shot at least, and a dragon vein. I don't think he took a 2nd dragon shot yet. But still, and plus all of the attacks he's been doing so far. Fair point. A lot of people are probably sitting back, or the fan base, the naysayers, are probably sitting back going, he's just one big punching bag. But Agito is able to one-hit knockout punch people. Just because he's not Waka or Julius doesn't mean that he doesn't have the capability of one-shotting people in a knockout blow. He did it to Okubo. That one clean hit and he was down. So the fact that Julius, as muscle-bound as he is, has taken attack after attack after attack, and his best moves, commendable. Very commendable here. It's going to be an endurance. This is all about sustainability and endurance. If Julius can just get that one clean hit, it's going to change the entire side of the battle. So let's see. Agito, Kano's breathing is unstable. It looks like the fatigue is getting to him. Will his exhaustion be the key to Julius turning the tables? Fight. Alright, so I want to, I will 100% say that that's the thing. Agito hasn't been fighting for very long right now. He's not huffing and puffing because, he's taken a beating. He's huffing and puffing because he's been precise in constantly making sure to avoid any direct hit from this guy while dealing out his best hits. Up here, it's got to be working overtime. And also, one misstep can spell disaster in a fight like this. So Agito knows that. So he is literally the tension in there cut with a knife sort of idea, right? His whole body is probably incredibly tight, tense, all that stuff. So it's actually wearing on him that he's using some of his best moves, and he's constantly got to be one step ahead. That's going to drain your stamina incredibly quickly. So even though we're not seeing it like that, we're being explained to that way. I work with that. I fuck with that. Okay. So Agito rushes forward. Julius isn't moving. What's he waiting for? So Gao Lang and Yamagohan thinking about it and about to. And just as Agito reaches there, Julius goes for a grab. Agito dodges. He dodged. Boom. A whole panel. Slam hit. Dragon shot. That's got to be two. He took one to the head, now one to the rib cage. Holy shit. Dragon shot is the move. I mean, holy shit. And clutch. Agito shocked as hell. So Julius took the dragon shot. I have you now. This man, he waited there. He hardened himself up. He took a hit so he could get him. So he could catch him. Because with Formless and maybe he's using pre-initiative or whatever, Julius can't seem to catch him. Julius can't seem to work his way around it, So let's see. Because remember, I think the rock drills are against things like redirection and water similar kata. Because I was rereading the Toa fight. And the rock drills don't beat pre-initiative like Gao Lang does. So realistically, Agito could be using pre-initiative with his Formless, and that's why he's been able to dodge everything by a hair sort of idea. The rock drills are just there to literally beat down. It's okay, if you're going to try to redirect the power, if you're going to try to, flow away from the power. No, none of that works. You can't go limp from this damage. I'm going to, So that's the way I read it upon a reread, but you guys let me know what you think. So let's see. I have you now, Kano. Julius, is he going to get a straight up attack? And here it comes, the rock. Gottortor Steinbohrer. Okay. And he's going to, so he's clutched him, he's grabbed him by the shoulder, and now he's going to use it. Let's see. And, oh, Julius is now being tripped up. So Agito sort of grabbed his arm and reversed and is swinging him. Is sort of like a weeping willow thing going on here. His leg is outstretched. Seems to be turning him by the arm. While he was attacking with this arm, he was moving the other arm that caught him. And then kicks him square in the face as he's falling down. Jesus Christ. That was flawless. He knocked Julius off balance with flawless timing. And Kano outsmarted him. And then... Wait, what? Boom. Julius slammed his leg down and is trying to lift Kano up completely. It looks like he got one foot off the ground. He's trying to lift Kano with his locked-in arm. Looks like he's still holding on. He's shaking off Kano's wrist lock. Oh, shit. So he's got him there, and he's just lifting him, and he's, basically doing what Tarashi did. He's vibrating his shit. He's like, boom, boom. He's flexing so hard that he's trying to, shake him out of it. And it looks like it's actually starting to work. Kano's like, holy shit. And let's see. He pulls. It looks like Agito decides to go for a punch. He's trying to reach him over his arm while still gripping him in a wrist lock. He's trying to punch him forward. And then it looks like Julius is trying to get out of the way. Dragon rise. It's a knee. He swung forward to knee up to fake him out. Dragon rising. The knee version, the Muay Thai dragon shot. Because you know this is a dragon shot in knee form, which is potentially, since kicks are always harder than fists, I'm going to assume the dragon rising is even harder than a dragon shot. If Julius gets up from this, it's going to be some Waka getting up from Demon's Bane shit. Slam in the face again. Julius takes the hit. And what? Boom. What? We have a winner. I always knew Agito was gonna win. What a finisher that was. Okay, so yeah, Agito won. Anybody, this does not mean Julius is bad at all. Oh my god, so many people are going to complain about this fight, and this fight is perfectly fine. It's probably about a 7, maybe a 6 out of 10. It's above average. I'd give it a solid 7. It's not an amazing fight. It's not like an 8.5 or a 9, but it's a 7. It's not 5. It's not just average. And take it or leave it. No, it was a good fight because what it did was showcase guys like Toe, who we only knew from flashback with Roland fighting him and stuff. But guys like Julius, guys like Waka, guys like Toa, these guys can be taken down by superior technique. Master level, who truly belongs in the S tier. Master martial artists. Your dudes, your Kuroki Gensais, your Kano Agitos, and your Roland Donairs. These guys, the whole Julius's mindset of overwhelming power can outstrip technique is being basically proven wrong. Is that no, master level technique can overpower anything, can overcome the wall, the obstacles, So this is good. Alright, so we have a winner. It's Agito. So I'm now 3 for 3. I'm feeling pretty good about that. Alright, so Agito, talk about an intense fight, and Kano Agito's come out on top. And I mean, that was a lot of up here. That was a strenuous fight. He didn't take a whole lot of damage from what we saw. I mean, maybe later on, maybe in a little bit or next chapter or something, we'll hear about the fact, or when his next fight comes up, he'll be like, actually, I might have blocked those moves, but that was Julius fucking Reinhold. I still have, some internal damage. I'm not at 100% whatsoever after fighting that monster. You know what I mean? So, that could be a thing. He might look worse for wear, better or whatever, but even blocked hits still gonna hurt. So, let's see. So, Yama says, that exchange was almost frightening. Frightening how, says Kaede. After that charge, that first grab was a bluff. Julius' real goal was to get Kano to come in close. Like I said, like I thought. He was literally going to take a hit to catch him. You mean he took the dragon shot on purpose, which is insane. If anybody outside of probably Waka or Julius, maybe Seki, because Seki's whole thing is taking hits, nobody else is really taking that hit, and that's a crazy strategy. Yeah, Julius did that to lure him in, also that he could catch him at the moment he stopped moving, because Julius recognized with Formless he's going to hit and back off, I'm never going to catch him. He had to have shifted the point of impact to avoid a fatal blow. like he sort of did with Blastcore before. But even so, I can't believe he'd willingly take a strike from Kano. Yeah, we got to remember, like, his strikes, they might not be Gao Lang, and they might not be Blastcore, but Agito has power, you know? It sure gives you the chills. That's a self-sacrificial strategy, all right, 100%. If that wrist lock had come a split second later, the outcome may have been different. In all honesty, this match came down to a razor-thin margin, unlike the visible damage would suggest. Man, I just got to read the chapter, because everything that I'm like, oh yeah, so this fight was like this sort of idea, and blah, blah, blah. Then Yama just goes on and explains it 2 pages later. So, I mean, yeah, I should just read the whole chapter. Then I can give you guys my thoughts. But where's the fun in that, right? So, yeah, so he's absolutely correct. So, it's in black and white. It's not just me. They're basically like, yeah, Agito's sweating and huffing and puffing because what's visibly damaged and what actually happened, this fight is a lot closer than the damage and the way it looked to onlookers, you know? And I know the Kengan community naysayers are absolutely going to say this fight sucked, this fight was low diff, and all that shit. No, this fight might not have been high diff, but it was not low diff, alright? I will do a compromise that this was a mid-diff fight for Agito. I will go as low as mid-diff, as high as high diff. You know, mid to high diff, somewhere in that range is what I'm going to give you, okay? Because that's why Agito's sweating. That's why he's huffing and puffing, because, like, one wrong move is going to spell disaster. Even as he said, this came down to a thin-ass point, and if Agito had fucked up even just a little bit, 1 second, 1 millisecond of misconcentration, 1 foot, 1 toe out of line, Julius would have taken advantage, and a full, unprepared hit from Julius could potentially knock out Agito. I would argue it would. So, yeah. So, Julius fans, you have nothing to be ashamed of here. It just proves that Julius isn't quite an S tier. He's going to sit there in A tier with only his muscles to show for it. He cannot beat the masters, the top of the verse. He's not going to reach there. Or he might, but right now he's just not there. And once again, Agito proven that it's technique over. It's always going to be technique. Master level technique takes to take down Julius. So this, let's see. But this is one thick razor. Wait, unlike the visible. In all honesty, this match came down to a razor thin margin, unlike the visible damage would suggest. But this is one thick razor. I mean, that's sort of contradicting the whole idea, like, oh yeah, that was a paper, that thin line, you know, we're skating on thin ice, one wrong move, and boom, you fall through, which is what they're suggesting. Then they're like, oh yeah, but the ice is 2 inches thick, don't worry about it. So, Kano Agito advances to the semifinals. As he should, as I predicted. I really wanted Julius to go up against somebody different and maybe have a surprise W. Against Agito, after Agito came back from a loss. There was no way Agito was losing twice in a row on screen. It just wasn't narratively going to happen. But I liked it. I thought the fight, choreography-wise, was really good. The art was really good. Might be the best fight. I really like the Gao Lang fight, but definitely might be the best fight so far of the real tournament. I think it was really good. The naysayers are going to tell you guys that once again, it's like Agito low diffed him. He was just a meathead punching bag. That's all that happened. And they have no clue how real fights go. They have no idea of the context, and that's why Agito is sweating so much. It's not from firing off a few punches and using a couple of dragon shots. That's not what's got him literally soaked in sweat and huffing and puffing. That is not what that is. He's short of breath because the amount of tension and the amount of just instant, the tiniest movement. He had every movement needed to be perfect, precise, with the right timing. The strain that takes on the body is insane, you know? So. And now we got Yan. Now we got the guy who's only up there in the brackets by name alone. Once a ripple starts, it can't be stopped. The handful of fighters watching this match, we see Okubo and Justin, Carlos and Galang, have seen what's beyond the dead end too. And the ripple will spread on from there. The pebble the connector threw in the water will change the world. Okay, see, I like the pebble. So now we have, like, We had like 6 analogies last time. Now we have 7. We have so many analogies. Are we going for an even dozen or something? So the pebble, I like that actually. I like the visual. Shen standing in the middle and like water ripples, and we see Koga, Ryuki, Oma, Justin, Okubo, Carl. So everyone in the tournament. I assume that's Roland. Yeah, Kuroki, Oma. Yeah. So best wishes, my brethren. For today marks the anniversary of mankind's evolution. Yeah, and stop pretending to be this high and mighty motherfucker like best wishes, fellow humankind. Shut the fuck up. You ain't that deep. You ain't that fucking deep. Shut the fuck up, Yan. Best wishes. I hope that the connector is right and he moved Jackie did this all on his own. You had no fucking idea that he started this, and you've come to the party late and you're trying to sound smart, like, yes, so this was the connector's plan all along, and I do hope that it works out. You had no fucking idea he even threw the pebble in the water until you realized it right in front of your own goddamn eyes. You were late to the party. Stop trying to sound like this is all part of the worms. Mankind must evolve to survive and stuff. Stop trying to sound like a wise old man, you douchebag. Jesus Christ, I hate you. Alright, and that's the... Oh, that's not the end of the chapter. Okay, so we're going down. Ramon. Ooh. Yeah, I can tell. Ramon is got an aura there. The door is opening. Can I help you? It's Sakigake. Bounty hunter guy. Forget his first name. Or his last name, whatever. Alright, can I help you? So he was smiling before, let's see. Yes, just one thing. Would you be so kind as to let me kill you? And that's the end of the chapter. Okay. Good fight. What's with the ramen shit? That's... Okay. That's a little weird. What do they have in common? What's going on here? Is Ramon the third Lost Nico? We don't know. Unlikely. But that's been a popular theory floating around. Okay, are we actually going to get an interruption here before the 4th fight? I do hope next chapter, I mean, that's the chapter reaction. I do hope next chapter what we get is that Agito actually has a little bit of back and forth, some commentary with somebody before the 4th round, and basically says, yeah, actually, that fight was way harder. Like, it might have looked like I dominated, but I truly, like, I got lucky in some of that, or at least go, like, even the block hits, like, I've taken some severe, like, maybe not severe, but I've taken some, like, considerable damage. Like, I'm not going into the next fight unharmed, sort of idea, and, yeah, so, I just put a little more respect on this fight, because you know what the mouth breathers of the Kengan community are going to think of this fight, even though it was quite a good fight. As I said, a solid 7 out of 10. But yeah, I didn't expect it to end this chapter, but it did. So a little early, a little short. Could have gone one more chapter, yes. Before the conclusion, absolutely. And what's up with the ending part here? I got no clue. So anyways, but what do you guys think of Chapter 270, The Evolving World, Chapter 270 of Kengan Omega? Let me know what you guys thought. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. As always, did you like the fight? Did you hate the fight? Why? Let me know once again down in the comment section down below. We'll see all you people back here for next Wednesday for Chapter 271. This one's actually coming out on Wednesday. It's not going to be late. Yay, go figure. You know, that's what happens when I just get home from work, take off my work hat, and just sit down and record right away. That's what happens. You know, things get done on time, right? So, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you guys back here next time. Have a good one. Sayonara.